Step into the ring. Choose your fighter. Piranha Plant.
What is up? We are live going into round 3 for the GHSA Super Smash Bros. Ultimate State Playoffs. We're starting with our player Ninjoff. He's playing as the Piranha Plant. We're going to be going against Glynn Academy today, and they're sending in their Terry player first. We tried to do some scouting on this team, and we predicted they were going to send in another player, so we tried to counter that, and I guess they read into our situation as well. So both schools put up someone that they haven't typically put first. So we've been having our Piranha Plant Ninja practice against the Terry. So we'll see how that goes. If they win this today, this is the farthest they will have ever made it here for Super Smash Brothers at Lowndes. And so we're hoping to break our streak of losing in round 3 today. So hopefully we can make that happen. Some other updates on Lowndes High eSports for the season. We have our Super Smash Brothers Varsity 2. They just got eliminated on Wednesday. In Mario Kart, our number 2 team and number 1 team, they both won their second round of playoffs, so they'll be playing together on December 1st on that Monday. And the Valhalla Rumors, our number 1 team, should win that one based off of what we're seeing, but we'll have a nice competitive match with our Pure Fusion. And we're about to go into the lobby for our Super Smash Bros. To get it started for today. So hop in the chat and cheer on that Piranha Plant. Coach Payne here with Coach Brooks.
Hello.
We just finished our first round of Terry versus our player Ninja with the Piranha Plant. Pretty close overall.
Yeah, I think really the next set could go either way. For a decent chunk of that set, Ninja he was generally ahead, but it's that Terry's ability to really get a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's one of the things with these characters is, Piranha Plant, he's got some moves that can hit hard, but is good at just getting that consistent, chip damage on with people. While Terry has all those moves that, just can do a lot of damage and send pretty easily.
Really, whenever he got caught in a combo, that's generally when he started to lose his damage momentum.
Yeah, but definitely close match. This could go either way. Maybe it depends a little bit on the stage, and so the advantage of us being losing this set 1 is that we do get a little bit more favor in the maps we get to pick from.
But if he can get a few more of those spike ball combos, that is going to really help keep Terry off the stage.
Yeah, that Patui move, that's really good for zoning with Piranha Plant. Those who haven't tuned into many of our streams before, there's a whole match system that we have to go through in between rounds, and so that's why you see a little bit of the delay between rounds as we're selecting characters, confirming wins, losses with the opposing school, and selecting the stage and doing some stage striking. And all that's run through PlayVS, who has got the contract to run the GHSA eSports. Alright, so we're going to see the same matchup of Terry versus Piranha Plant. Lowndes is playing as the Piranha Plant with Ninjoff going in. We're going to be playing on the DLC map Hollow Bastion, which has caused a little bit of issues this season for some of our other teams who don't have the DLC, and then just having to re-roll that map over and over again until the game finally decides it's going to roll it. So we're waiting for the opponents to confirm and hop in the lobby, but we're looking for our Piranha Plant to get a win right here, so we'll take it to round 3. Ninjoff's out there asking for everyone to send some luck his way. Throw some. Gino's over there asking for people to send energy this way. Throw some W's in the chat. Shout out to Ninjoff's sister, who is in the chat cheering on her brother for the win. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Throw away! Throw away! Kick back! Tap! Throw away! Tap! Go on! Lightning tendril! Kick! Throw away! How about that? Throw away! Lot two! Lot two! Throw away! Throw away! Kick back! How about that? Lightning tendril! Hey!
So we lost round one. Even our resident Terry player Gino was surprised with that last knockout. Ninjoff was at still a relatively low percentage, and so we were all kind of surprised by that. But that's okay. It's best 3 out of 5, so that is just the first
Choose your
set.
player.
So we've still got a few more to go, and we can come back from this.
Kirby.
Up next, we're going to throw in one of our players, PK. He's been on this team leading the way for a few years now. He's always been getting to this point of the playoffs and is really looking to get past it this year. So he is our resident Kirby player. So you're going to see some fun little things with that. He's got a signature move. We call it the PK. It is back roll, neutral B, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Turns out that sometimes that's the true combo depending on who you're playing against. Also shout out to the chat. We see some of our alumni cheering us on there. Good to see y'all cheering us on. Now we're just in that waiting zone with the other schools where they take their time on deciding what they're gonna do. It happens. It's just one of those things with this format and playing not in the same room with other people. It just takes a little bit of time to get rolling. So they sent in the player that we're kind of predicting to be one of their better players. What's cool is we can see the win percentages for certain players and the characters they play on in our play versus match assistant. And so we kind of knew that this Ridley was going to be coming up. So I think one of the advantages that PK will have here is that he's got a smaller hitbox, and that Ridley has one of the largest hitboxes in the game, and can be quite floaty sometimes too, which is not good when you're being hit with the smash attack.
Also, the other advantage Kirby has is how quick Kirby can lay down attacks, and
Yeah.
how the combos are rather than being a chained single hit combo like Terry has, they're a lot of constant damage. So he can probably keep the Ridley stunned for a decent amount of time and dish out a lot of smaller damage.
Some of the things we want to look out for with the Ridley is the zoning that can be done with the fireballs with that neutral B, and then also that side B move where he grabs you and drags your face on the stage. That is something we don't want to see happen too much, and hopefully we won't be getting our faces drugged through the stage with that move.
Yeah, that range advantage is going to be a huge factor in determining how the set goes. But Kirby can use hail ability and gain a little bit of that range advantage that Ridley has through that neutral B.
Absolutely.
But even so, most of Ridley's attacks have a very high range. So
Yep.
the size and speed of Kirby could be both the advantage and the Achilles heel.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just have to see what his play style is like, see how aggressive he is with it. I've seen some aggressive Ridleys, and those things can get scary quick, but we've got one of the scariest puffballs out there in Kirby. So we'll see how this goes.
Three, two, one, go!
Incredibly good first game on PK's part. The amount of combos is really what got that Ridley out, and then that quick finishing blow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that's one of the things with PK that we always see time and time again is he's really good about chaining those combos and knowing those percentages on when to do what aerial move, when to go into the grabs, and then just continue building that momentum. Something to watch out from that Ridley player for sure is, and, you know, we saw in the first stock that Ridley can get a lot of damage on really fast.
Yeah, and the ability of Ridley to zone. If PK wasn't able to get in with an attack,
Yeah.
it was incredibly hard to actually avoid getting hit.
And you know, and this is the kind of competition we expect to see in round 3. You know, in that first stock, we saw that both players were kind of sitting there and they were trying to figure out how the other person was going to approach. And so we'll see if that strategy kind of changes up a little bit going into this next one for sure.
Yeah.
But it looks like we are going to be going into another matchup between Ridley and Kirby again. Seems like the other school decided to run the same player, just same character, just like us.
Yeah, it'll. I think it was for a decent chunk of it, it was close, but towards the end, PK really started pulling out ahead.
Yeah, and PK's always good about figuring out what that opponent's doing and trying to use that against them.
That adaptability is always one of the biggest, most important traits in any sort of competitive scene, since you need to be able to really go and adapt to what the opponent is doing.
Absolutely. And so we'll see what I was impressed with that Ridley is there was one point where I thought he was going to be completely off the stage, and he was still able to come back somehow.
Yeah, he was. I swear he was nearly off screen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then PK got those. He made light work of those last 2 stocks. So let's hope we'll see him do that again going into this next one. So if PK can win this right here, that'll put us 1-1 against Glynn Academy. So let's see what happens.
Three, two, one, go!
All right, and that is exactly what we want to see right there. And just to give you some behind the scenes of what was going on there, PK in that last stock when the screen showed that smash animation, you know, usually when you see that, that means that you're going to get sent and likely the opponent's getting a win right there. However, PK just has such a good knowledge of this game that he said, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. And just like he said, he was alive, and then he was able to get in that last final smash.
Yeah, really just Kirby's speed in general and floatiness, I think for a good chunk of that set really helped him, because the neutral B on Ridley's part, PK was generally able to avoid that neutral B and avoid getting ledge guarded. So
yeah, and you know, we saw there was a lot of ledge guarding happening from that Ridley. They were using their fireballs really well to try to keep PK in kind of specific spots, but you know, that's the advantages of Kirby's. You've got so much float and you have so many jumps that you're able to you know, if you know what you're doing with Kirby, you're able to go in there and get around that. And so PK did a great job doing that, and so he's going to be helping coach through this next round. We will be sending in our final player, Gino, who is our resident Terry player, who will be going against Glynn Academy's Hero. Now, hopefully we'll see some good stuff here. We kind of think the Hero might be one of their weaker players at a 65% win rate, so let's see what happens here.
3, 2, 1, go!
Her away! Urgent! Yeah! Kick back! Her away! Her away! Her away!
And once again, we've got another W on our belt here at Lowndes. Gino got the win right there against the other school's Hero. That's one of the things we've noticed, that both Terry and Hero have been a little bit more common this season. And one of the interesting things about Hero, and I'm sure some of y'all saw that going on, is they've got the list of attacks that Hero can pull through. Now, that's something to look out in this next one too. But we always make this joke that being a Hero player really means you got to be a good reader, because you got to be able to go through that list fast and know what you want.
Both these characters, tough when you're fighting against them is their gimmicks. So with Hero, you've got to be prepared for a whole set of potential moves that you have to try to read and fight against. And those moves can range from dealing damage, projectiles, stat boosts, or even just sending him back above the stage. But Terry's advantage is his go meter. So once he breaks 100% damage, he's able to actually go and deal much harder hitting attacks, which can very much help and get that kill after he reaches that point.
Yeah.
But the problem is getting more damage in after reaching that 100% gets so much harder, because now you're that much more likely to get knocked out yourself.
Yeah, that's always the hard part of playing with Terry. And there's a few characters that kind of do that as well. I know Lucario is another character that kind of has a mechanic like that, where when you get to that high percentage, you start dealing out the more damage, but at the same time, that's an uncomfortable spot to be in, because that just means that the opponent can get one good smash and it's just sending you further and further with every single hit. And so that's just something we've got to always look out for. But it looks like we're going to be going back into the same matchup. The other school decided that they're going to stay playing as Hero. We're going to go back in with Terry. And so we're going into the stage striking process. And the other school will get a little bit more of a pick here. But we're going to mark some stages that we don't want to play coming up. Just some updates on some of our other esports here at Lowndes. Rocket League is over for the season. They played in the top 32, and they lost yesterday in their matchup, so they are out for the season. League of Legends, they're over for the season as well. They had a good run at it. We had a lot of building going on with that team this year. We got Pokemon Unite. This is kind of the second semester of us running that. That is not a GHSA title, but it is a Eastern Regional title through PlayVS. Right now, they qualified for the top 16 in Pokemon Unite, so they will be doing that on December 1st as well. So we'll have to figure out how we're streaming both Mario Kart and Unite. But looks like we're about to go into this next round. If Gino can get it here, then that's going to put us 2-1.
3, 2, 1, go!
Her away! Her away! Kick back! Kick back! Her away!
Terry wins.
And just like that, we are going into round 4. Lowndes is up 2, and Glynn Academy has 1. So we had a win with PK and Gino. That was our Kirby and our Terry. Going into round, so for the format, we have all 3 players have to play before we go into round 4. And then after there, it's kind of anyone can show up. And so what our players are trying to do right now is they're trying to figure out what are the odds of who's going into the other school. Typically the general thought is that the other school is down, they're going to have to put in their player who won. And so I think what our players are trying to guess right now is the other school going to put that Terry back in that went up against our Piranha player?
Well, they could also put that Ridley back in, given that both of those matches were 2-set. So it was overwhelmingly in our player's favor, but both of them were incredibly close.
Oh, wow, and look at this. They are sending back in the Ridley. And so our players have decided that they're going to send in PK, the Kirby, and the other school's sending in their Ridley, which is their player that has the highest win percentage. And so that also makes sense for them to do. But I don't know, it's kind of a risky move, given that our Kirby just went 2-0 against their Ridley. And so we're going to see right here if PK can pull this off. And if so, this will be the first time that Lowndes has gotten out of the round 3. Let's see, round 1 is top 64, then round 2 is top 32. So we're in the top 16 match right now. And so this will put us in the top 8.
Really, because this is a best out of 5 setup, whoever gets the 3 wins first is the one that actually wins. So this is potentially match point.
Yep. And so we'll see if PK can do it right here. Throw up some W's in that chat.
3, 2, 1, go!
So, took an L right there. That's okay though. That's still, you know, it's best 2 out of 3. So the really still's got to get another hit on us, and so we're gonna be we're going through the match assistant right now, and talking about shifting up our players a little bit. We'll see what PK ends up doing right here. So far, the only thing that he is confirmed to have played this year in official matches is Kirby and Pyramithra, but it's looking like he might switch things up a little bit with a character he's got in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this next game goes, because I'd say what really got him there with Ridley was just that zoning.
Yeah, I think that really saw that he needed to come a lot harder to watch, a lot harder to go at that time. And he was very aggressive. He also got his spacing on those fireballs a little bit better than he had in the previous, and so that made it a little harder for PK to get back into the stage in a safe position.
We've confirmed in Match Assistant that he is going for Dark Pit.
Yeah, and so this is interesting. You know, we've seen him run this character kind of in some practices before, but never in an official match. So you know, this is either going to work or it's not. We'll see what happens. But you know, the advantage is on the Ridley's favor right now. They just got to get one more win. But this is going to throw a wrench into some things, because PK knows how Ridley plays over, you know, 3 matches now. Whereas the Ridley doesn't know how this Dark Pit plays at all. And in fact, we don't really know how much this Dark Pit plays, but PK seems fairly confident in it, so we're going to see what happens here.
Yeah, Dark Pit, the main advantage he's going to get to respond to Ridley is just the main ranged attack that Dark Pit has, and that is going to help respond to Ridley's attacks that if you get too close, you can get knocked out pretty quickly. As you saw with that grab move, if you're not careful, you can get shot off the stage right through your shield.
Oh, absolutely. Now, just some updates on some other scores that are coming in the 5A, 6A Super Smash Bros. Standings. We have a win from Peachtree Ridge High School. They upset Grovetown High School. Oh, that was one of the schools I ran track against growing up in high school. But they were the number 20 team, and they beat the number 29 Grovetown, so Peachtree Ridge is moving on. We also see another big upset with Seckinger High School, who is ranked number 2 going into playoffs, having lost to Carrollton High School, their Trojans Black team, who is ranked number 15. And so that just shows you that there's a lot more of a rock, paper, scissors aspect to the bracket for Super Smash Bros. And you really never know what to expect. You know, even when you are closely matched with the other school in terms of seeding, or you know, if there's a big distance in terms of your seeding, really anything can happen. So let's see what happens here as Dark Pit goes against this Ridley.
3, 2, 1, go!
Can't help but feel sorry for you.
And just like that, wow. I had me on the edge of my chair for a minute. You know, it's one of the things kind of going in cold with the player that you weren't warming up with. But yeah, we saw what PK did there is, you know, he started down kind of behind. You know, he even said out loud that he's like, oh, I'm out of jumps. And so I think part of it's just switching from Kirby, who's got that ability to come back so easily, and Pit can get back pretty easy too, but they come back to the stage in different ways. And so, you know, him just getting warm with Dark Pit right there, and then being able to get those combos off on that last stock were just really awesome to watch.
What I was noticing there was Dark Pit's heavier weight was both helping and hurting, since you could see he was able to survive hard-hitting attacks at higher percents, but because he has a slightly worse recovery and is slightly less mobile in the air, the Ridley was a little bit more able to edge guard using his neutral B.
And I think that just came down to getting some of the timing right. I think what we saw PK doing right there is he was really working on the timing of how to get those arrows fired off to prevent the Ridley from being able to zone him off the stage as he was trying to approach back on it. And you know, we saw him get a lot more comfortable with that, definitely in that last stock where we see the Ridley charge up for those fireballs with the neutral B. But PK was able to get those arrows fired at him before he released them, and so I think that really worked in his favor on that last stock.
Just being able to stay away from Ridley and still hit Ridley is I think what really helped that set. Like with that one stock, he just kept the Ridley off stage with arrows and then finally knocked him out with an aerial.
And I think one of the things we noticed with the Kirby is that, you know, the hitbox size difference between Dark Pit and Kirby is that Dark Pit has a little bit more reach than Kirby does, especially, you know, we see that in some of the sword characters where they're able to reach a little bit further than those straight melee characters. And I think that really helps to approach the Ridley, so you don't have to get your hitbox as much in their space to start getting some of those combos off. And we have seen that PK is going to confirm the Dark Pit again, so let's just hope that we learn more lessons from that match right there than their Ridley did. We also have another update. The number 7 team also just lost to the number 23 team, Chattahoochee High School. So it's been a little bit of a day for upset so far. The only team that's really you know, that's advanced, that was kind of predicted to advance based off of seeding, has been Discovery High School, the Disco Titans Green team, who are ranked number 3. But the other 3 matches that are going into the top 8 have all been upsets by, you know, 10 to 15 points so far.
You also see there's a very slight correlation, and there both isn't a correlation in which teams actually make it in each sports. Like Discovery Titans Green, they're seeded up high in Smash, but our top Mario Kart team just beat them when they were seeded when Discovery Titans were seeded at 33 in Mario Kart. So it's really interesting to see how each of these schools fare in each of these different games.
Yeah, and you know, that's something we'll notice often too, is you don't see a ton of overlap in schools when you go into the in-person semifinals and finals playoff. One school that we have noted over the past few years is that I think the last 2 years, Brookwood High School had a team, and I think every single fall esport that there was a title for, and that's being League of Legends, Mario Kart, and Smash Brothers. But they've fallen off a little bit this year, and so we'll see if they keep that going, and hopefully Lowndes will be making a double appearance at state this time. And so we're going into this match right here.
3, 2, 1, go!
Can't help but feel sorry for you.
And that looks like we have a victory for Lowndes. We're going to be reporting the results here shortly and waiting for the other school to confirm. This says GG's in the chat, so it is over. Lowndes will be advancing to the top 8 in Smash, which we have never done before. And so our matchup, we were the number 9 team, and Glynn Academy, they were the number 8 team. So not a super massive upset, you know. That one kind of could go either way based off the seeding. But definitely exciting to see here. Another update, we see FCS Innovative Academy having won. They were the number 6 seed, and so we're really just waiting to see what happens with Clark Central High School and Gainesville High School to see who we will be playing. We will return back on December 2nd for round 4. So come back and cheer us on then, and if we can win that, then we'll be going to the state playoffs on December 13th. All right, thanks for joining in. We'll see y'all later.